Good evening. Welcome to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. She Stay Sleep TV. I will bring them in a few. Sorry for the inconvenience. You know, things come up, so we have to postpone it from yesterday to today. So, hope everybody just come and join in. We get these announcements out the way. Like again, subscribe to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Hit the bell when I come for the powerful live stream or video. My past live streams and videos. Let's get them likes and them views up. That'd be very much appreciated. Let's get them up. You want to know more about me? Yours truly, Jerry Thomas. My Facebook page. Also, I have a Facebook group, all in caps JTNVP, Thinking for Ourselves. Also, I have a Twitter account, also in caps, at JTBlackman44. Instagram account, lower caps, The Underrated Darkness. In November, I will be doing midterm elections of our perspective. Watch out for that. And also, every Sunday, I'll be having fellowship, and I'll be doing cooking. And while I do that too, especially, humanity, especially our people, we have to learn to eat together and conversate, have better communication. It's all about having the family together, and that's what it's all about. Also, I'm gonna be talking about music, so watch out for that. And also, I'll be doing sports talk at times. I already did some, so watch out for that. And also subscribe to my brother Chief Stay Sleep, and I'm bringing him in right now. Good afternoon, my brother. Evening, I'm sorry. Damn.
Peace, everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being with us. Very much appreciated, y'all. Shout out to my brother, the chef. You know, we just gonna keep this thing going, man. So, what you got in store for us tonight, bro?
The great Oscar Robertson. Very underrated a player. Also, he played a very important part of the 60s. We're gonna wait for some more people to come in. Then before I'm gonna read about him, I'm just gonna get a little history about him. In 1959, the Pan American Games, the team won gold, and then in the Olympics the next year he won gold in 1960 Olympics. Now I'm gonna tell you something. Now I'm gonna give you two future Hall of Famers in there. You want me to name them? In the 1960 Olympic Games. You want to know?
Yeah, who was that?
Jerry West and John Havlicek. Jerry West, he went to play. He was playing West Virginia, that he originally from. He would play on the great Laker teams back in the 60s, but they always lose to Boston. And John Havlicek went on to Boston. And I think there's somebody else too. Also, matter of fact, one day in the near future, when the basketball season starts, I'm gonna do like Olympic teams. We're gonna talk about Olympic teams, and we're gonna talk about these players that went on to have outstanding NBA careers, and also all-star careers and Hall of Fame careers. We're gonna do something like that. Yeah, so we wait for some more people. to come in. Wait with another 3 to 5 more minutes, then we're gonna read up. But yeah. So
That's
basketball,
interesting, man.
yeah. I think there's some more. I think there's some more on that team too. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna look it up though. Well, we're gonna do a story about that. Yeah, so yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna be something. Yeah. And also, um, there's somebody. I'm not even gonna break my brain over it. Yeah, but basketball season is like almost around the corner. Preseason.
Yeah, man, it's coming. What is it? October?
Yeah,
Yeah, cause football already started.
yeah. Football already started. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
people ask me, "So you watch football?" I watch college football. I know stuff about college football too, but the NFL, I'm not watching that.
Yeah. hmm I'm gonna do a pre-recorded video about this whole, my ideas on this Kaepernick thing. With him being the new face of the Nike campaign.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a video on that, share my thoughts on that, cause you know, I really I really agreed with the protesting thing, and I wasn't really watching football like that. Last season, I would watch it off and on and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I was watching like more in the playoffs and stuff like that. But I kind of you know, my perception on the whole thing is much different now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I don't agree with the protest no more. It's like once once they switch up um how something is presented to you, you have to look at it differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really starting to look at this whole Kaepernick shit in a whole nother way, man. I'm starting to feel played, bro. I'm gonna just be real. I'm
Mm-hmm.
starting to feel like this whole shit was a bamboozle.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk. Because at the end of the day, we gotta understand that the powers that be, their whole goal in life is to keep the minds of the masses fooled, to keep the sheep sleep,
Mm-hmm.
to keep us confused and not to understand what's really going on and what are they really presenting to us.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how they control society. They control society through perception, not through money. A lot of people think it's through money, but they can control your money if they can control how the hell you think.
Mm-hmm.
They can control what you eat if they control how you think, how you react, how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
So taking your money and giving you poor food and that stuff is easy when they're controlling the minds of the masses.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna do a video about it and I'm gonna break it down, but I'm really starting to look at that shit different, bro. Cause after all of this, how the hell you end up with a Nike campaign deal and now you the face of stuff and they what I think they're doing, bro, is they playing on us. Real talk. They're playing on us, man. So I just wanted to say that real quick.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got a little different perspective. I think my perspective is that Nike has seen the numbers, and I think that in the broader sense that white America is never going to embrace of any person of color. I say any person of color that stand up against that flag. And we have to understand the third verse of that flag that really tells it all. Like the one who wrote the Star Banger is Francis Lewis Key. and he was a slave. And he one wrote that. But they always saying the two verses of that banner, and then of that verse, but they never saying the third verse. And I think that we have to talk about it and stuff like that too. But I don't think people is gonna be ready for it though, because for me, as we both being black, we both live in New York, we experience racism. We experience racism in many ways. And so we have a broader perspective of what's going on. And so and in a way I'm kind of happy that I dealt with. I mean, I don't like deal racism, but I'm happy because sometimes when we deal with one or two phase of racism, the other racism we really don't care about. But I think that I understand what you're saying, and I get what you're saying. But I said for me that I want Kaepernick to go through and get the NFL. If they stop from playing, and I think that the thing is that I don't think the media is going to do it. Matter of fact, they're not going to do it. And I'm talking about mainstream media, but mainstream media is not going to put the NFL in the corner. They're not going to ask the hard questions because all of them is good. All of them is in the cahoots. And then you got these certain ones in our community that are in the media. They definitely ain't going to answer that because they want that paycheck. They scared. And I'm talking about the black man and the black woman. So for me, is in sports, we have to understand what we like. There's one part I do agree on you. One part we have to understand what we deal with. And then we have to understand it is a broader conversation that we, until this day, we don't want to have. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I definitely do. I think that, just from my perspective, I think it's deeper than just numbers and stuff like that, because we got to remember what what promotion actually is.
Mm-hmm.
When you're promoting something, or yeah, when you're promoting a product, you're actually selling it to someone.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you're selling it to them is you're speaking to their emotions. You're speaking to their thoughts. So for the last few years, Colin Kaepernick has been on the minds and the hearts of a lot of black people.
Mm-hmm.
So they tried, what I think they did was they found a way to commercialize the mindset of the people.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? This is why I'm saying it the mindset goes hand in hand with the finances, with the economics. And you always say that.
Yes.
The mindset goes hand in hand with the money.
Right.
If they don't have your mind, they don't have your money.
Yep.
So they gotta have your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So what I think they did with Kaepernick was they're using this whole, because remember, Kaepernick's movement, the majority of it was through social media.
Mm-hmm.
So this new statement that they have, they're speaking to the minds and the hearts of the people who was following his movement through social media, who was pushing people to not watch the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to gather those people back, because at the end of the day, a lot of people stopped watching football. And whether we see the effects or not, it hurts them. So now they had to figure out a way to get us all back watching. You see what I'm saying? So we got to keep that in mind too, man. Every move that these people make is strategic.
Right. Yeah, right.
And this is how they continue to make money from us. This is how they continue to have our attention in the way that they need to have it. So we got to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
That's key, man. We really got to watch these companies and how they market and promote things to us, man, because that's how they get us to buy into the shit.
That's true.
And now I think they're using Kaepernick to get people to buy back into football. I believe that, bro. Nike is going to use this campaign to get niggas who wasn't watching football back into watching it.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, I could see that too. Oh yeah. Before we continue, the ones I see like 9 people that pressed the like button. I rescheduled it last night to today. So the invite should be there. So y'all just come on in. Y'all don't have to wait. If you're anybody listening, just come through. It make no sense to be sending it out that I already rescheduled. So just come through. And welcome Jaquel Thomas and stuff like that. Welcome, brother, welcome family and stuff. Salute to you and stuff, brother. We gonna get on and read about this thing. And then we're going to talk about it. How does that sound to you, brother?
Let's do it, bro. Let's do it.
Yeah. Anybody want to ask questions that come along, y'all just drop your questions in there and that's it. Okay. The great Oscar Robertson. Here it goes. Robertson was born probably in Charlotte, Tennessee. And grew up in segregated housing project in Indianapolis. In contrast to many other boys who preferred to play baseball, he was drawn to basketball because it was a poor kid game, because his family could not afford to buy a basketball. He learned how to shoot by tossing tennis balls and rags bounds with rubber bands into peach basket behind his family home. Robertson attended Christopher Artuck's High School, an all-black high school. At Christopher Artuck's, Robertson was coached by Ray Crowd, who emphasized on fundamental sound game, had a positive effect in Robertson's style of playing. As a sophomore in 1954, he started on an Artuck's team that lost the semifinal round state quarterfinals to eventually state champions Milan. Now, I'm going to stop that. Now, there's a basketball picture that came out in the 80s. Hoosiers. If you see the name Manon, that's what they talk about. I don't know which year it was and everything, but they put that Indianapolis. All right. And when it says Manon, I think that's part of the picture named Hoosiers. I need to throw that in there. All right, get back what I'm saying. Whose story was ladder based on the classic, thank you, of the classic 1986 movie Hoosiers. I just said it. See, the darkness don't lie. I know my stuff. When Robertson was a junior, Christian Artists dominated his opposition, going 31-1 and winning the 1955 state championship, the first of any black school in the nation. That is impressive. Very rare in those days, family, very rare. The following year, the team finished with a perfect 31-0 and won a second straight Indiana state title, become the first team in Indiana to secure a perfect season and compiling a state record 45 straight victories. The state championship was also the first even by an Indianapolis team in a Hoosier tourney. After their championship game wins, the team was paraded throughout town in a regular tradition, but they were taken to an outside park outside downtown to continue celebration, unlike other teams. Wow. Robertson stated officially through the blacks were going to tear the town up, and they thought the whites wouldn't like it. Robertson scored 24 points per game in his senior year, was named Indiana Mr. Basketball in 1956. After graduation that year, Robertson enrolled at the University of Cincinnati. Robertson continued to excel while at the University of Cincinnati, recording incredible scoring, averaged 33.8 points per game, the third highest in college history. In each of his 3 years, he won the national scoring title, was named All-American, and chosen College Player of the Year, while setting 14 NCAA and 19 school records. Robson Stellar play led the Bearcats to a 79-9 overall record during his 3 varsity seasons, including 2 Final Fours appearances. However, a championship eluded Robertson, something that would become his repeat occurrence until late in his professional career, and we will definitely talk about that in the early 70s. We will talk about that. We read about that. When Robertson left college, he was all-time leading NCAA scorer until fellow Hall of Famer player Pete Maravich topped him in 1970, another Hall of Fame. Robertson took Cincinnati to national prominence during his time there, but the university greatness successor in basketball took place immediately after his departure, where the teams won national titles in 61, 62, and just missed the third title in 63. He continued to stand atop the Bearcats record books. In the many records he still holds, including points in the game, 62, one of his 6 games of 50 points or more. Career triple-doubles, 10. Career rebounds per game, 15. And career points, 2,907. And we're going to stop right there for 1 second. A career triple-doubles of 10, that is still an NCAA record. Robertson had many outstanding individual game performances, including 10 triple-doubles. His personal best might have been his line: 45 points, 23 rebounds, and 10 assists versus Indiana State in 1959. Despite his success on the court, Robertson's college career was soured by racism. In those days, Southern University programs, just such as those Kentucky, Duke, and North Carolina, did not recruit black athletes, and road trips to segregated cities were especially difficult, with Robertson often sleep in college domes instead of hotels. I never forget them, he told the Indianapolis Star years later. Decade after his college days, Roberson's stellar NCAA career was rewarded by United States Basketball Writers Association when in 1998 they renamed the trophy award to the NCAA Division Player of the Year, Oscar Robertson Trophy. The honor brought award full circle for Robertson, since he had won the 2 first awards even presented. 1960 Olympics. After college, Robertson and Jerry West, co-captain of the U.S. basketball team at the 1960 Summer Olympics, the team, described as the greatest assembly of amateur basketball talent ever, steamrolled competition to win the gold medal. Robertson was starting forward along with Purdue Terry DeSinger, but played point guard as well. He was He was the co-leading scorer with fellow NBA legend Jerry Lucas, also a Hall of Famer, as the U.S. team won its 9 games by its margin of 42.4 points. 10 of 12 college players on the American squad later played in the NBA, including Robertson, as well as future Hall of Famers Wes Lucas and Walt Bellamy. Very underrated Hall of Famer right there. And also, I'm gonna throw this in too. Walt Bellamy, he's the first NBA player recorded a quadruple in the in the decade 73, 74. He's the first player ever recorded a quadruple. Walt Bellamy, professional career. Prior to the 1960 and 61 NBA seasons, Robertson made himself eligible for the 1960 NBA draft. He was drafted by the Cincinnati Royals as a territorial pick. The Royals gave Robertson a $33,000 signing bonus by a far cry from his childhood days when he was too far cry from his childhood days when he was too poor to afford a basketball. In his rookie season, Robertson averaged 30.5 points, 10.1 rebounds, 9.7 assists, leading the league. Almost averaged a triple double for an entire season. Was named NBA Rookie of the Year. Was elected into an All NBA First Team, which would happen in each Roberson's first 9 seasons, and made the first of 12 consecutive All-Star game appearances. In addition, he was named in 1961 NBA All-Star Game MVP, following 23 points, 14 assists, and 9 rebound performance in the West victory. However, the Royals finished 33-46 record and stayed in the cellar of the Western Division. In the 1961-62 season, Robertson became the first player in NBA history to average a triple-double for an entire season with the 30.8 points, 12.5 rebounds, and 11.4 assists. Robertson also set an NBA record record for the most triple-double during the regular season with a 41 triple-double. Later on, Westbrook broke that this past year. The record would stand for over half a century when 2006, 2017, Russell Westbrook, yes. I mean, not this, year before that. Russell Westbrook recorded 42, and joined Robertson is the only player to average triple-double for an entire season. He broke the assist record by Bob Cousy, who had recorded 7,715 assists in 2 seasons earlier by logging 899. Another Hall of Fame. He played a player of the Boston Celtic great teams in the mid-50s going to the 60s when Bob Cousy retired back in 63. Need to throw that in. Who had recorded 715. Okay, I read that. Okay. The Royals earned a playoff berth. However, they was eliminated by the first round by Detroit Pistons. In the next season, Robertson further established himself one of the greatest players of his generation, averaged 28 points, 28.3 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 9.5 assists. Narrowly missed out another triple-double season. The Royals advanced to the Eastern Division Finals, but succumbed to a 7-game series against Boston teams led by Bill Russell, and that's like the story back in the 60s. For us Robson. In the 1963-64 season, the Royals achieved 55-25 record, but put them second place in the Eastern Division under a new coach, Jack McMahon. Robson flourished, and for the first time in his career, he had decent supporting cast. Second score option, Jack Twyman, another Hall of Fame was now supplemented by Jerry Lucas later on, who joined the Knicks back in the late 60s, and Wayne Embry. And fellow guard Adrian Smith helped Robertson in the backcourt. Robertson led the NBA in free throw percentage, scored a career high 31.4 points per game and averaged 9.9 rebounds and 11.6 per game. The average for his first 5 seasons are a triple-double, 30.5 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 10.6 assists per game. He won the NBA MVP award and became the only player other than Bill Russell and Will Chamberlain to win it from 1960 to 1968. That is impressive at that time. Robertson also won his second All-Star game appearance. That year, he scored 26 points, grabbed 14 rebounds, and dished off 8 assists in the East victory. In the postseason, the Royals defeat the Philadelphia 76ers, but were dominated by the Celtics 4-1. Robertson averaged a triple-double for his first 5 seasons in the NBA with the Royals, recording 30.3 points, 10.4, and 10.6 per game from 1964-65 season on. Things began to run sour for the franchise. Despite Robertson's stellar play, he never failed to record average of at least 24.6 point rebounds and 8.1 assists in his following 6 seasons. The Royals was eliminated in the first round from 65-67, then missed the playoffs from 68-70. And in 1969-70 season, the 6th disappointing season in a row, fan support was waning. To help attract public, the 41-year-old head coach, Bob Cousy, made a short comeback as a player, and that was a slap in the face. I need to throw that in. For 7 games for the former Celtic point guard, partnered with Robertson in the Royals' backcourt, but they missed the playoffs. Prior to the 1970-71 season, the Royals stung the basketball world by trading Robertson to the Bucks for Flynn Robinson and Charlie Polk. No reason was officially given, but pundits suspect head coach Bob Cousy was jealous of the attention Robinson was getting. Robertson himself said, "I think he was wrong, and I will never forget it." The relationship between Oscar and the Royals had soured to the point that Cincinnati had approached the Lakers and the Knicks about dealing involved of their star player. The Knicks players were discussed in those scenarios are unknown, but Los Angeles stated publicly that the Royals are asked if Jerry West and Will Chamberlain with the Lakers said they would not consider trade either star. However, the trade proved highly beneficial to Robertson. After being struck with the underperforming team the last 6 years, now he would pair with the young Louis Sender, who later years become the all-time NBA scoring leader as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. With Louis Sender in the low post and Robertson running in the backcourt, the Bucks charged a lead 66-16 record, including then record 20 game winning streak, a dominant 12-2 record in the playoffs, and crowned the season with the NBA title, sweep the Baltimore Bulls in 4-0 in the 1971 NBA Finals. For the first time in his career, Robertson had won an NBA title. For his historic perspective, however, Robertson's most important contribution was made not on the basketball, but rather in the court of law. It was the year of the landmark Robertson versus National Basketball Association antitrust suit filed by the NBA Players Association against the league. As Robertson was the president of the Players Association, the cast bone of his name in this suit, the proposed merge between the NBA and the American Basketball Association was delayed until 1976, and the college draft as well as the free agency clause was reformed. Robertson himself stated the main reason that the clubs basically owned by players was forbidden to talk to other clubs, and their contract was up because free agents did not exist back then. Wow. 6 years after the suit was filed, the NBA finally reached a settlement. The NBA merge took place, and the Oscar Robertson suite encouraged signing more free agents and eventually led to higher salaries in all players. And on the hardwood, the veteran Robertson still proved that he was a viable player paired with Abdul-Jabbar with two more division titles with the Bucks file of 71, 72, and 72-73 seasons. In Robertson last year, he helped Milwaukee lead best 59-23 record and helped them to reach the NBA 1984 NBA Finals. Then Robinson had a chance to end his stellar career with his second ring. The Bucks were matched up against the Boston Celtics, powered by the inspired Dave Cowens, and the Bucks lost in 7 games. As a testament to Roberson's importance to the Bucks, the season following his retirement, the Bucks fell to last place their division to 38-44 in spite of continued president Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Robertson was elected to the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame in 1995. After he retired as an active player, Robertson stayed involved in efforts to improve living conditions in his native Indianapolis, especially concerning fellow African Americans. In addition, he worked as a color commentator with Brent Musburger, the great Brent Musburger, on games televised by CBS Sports during the 74-75. Now that's during the season. Now that's during the time that CBS granted to do NBA basketball games that last almost a little over a decade. Need to throw that in. His trademark expression, "Oh, Brent, did you see that?" in reaction of a flash of spectacular situation as fast break slam dunks, player collisions, etc. After his retirement, the Kansas City Kings and Royals moved there while Robinson was with the Bucks. Retired his number 14. The retirement continues to be honored by the Kings and their current home in Sacramento. The Bucks also retired number 1 he wore in Milwaukee. In 1994, a 9-foot bronze statue of Robertson erected outside the Fifth Third Arena of Shoemaker Center, the current home of Cincinnati Bearcats basketball. Robertson attended many of the games there, viewing the Bearcats from a chair courtside. In 2006, the statue was relocated to the entrance of the Richard E. Lindner Athletic Center at the University of Cincinnati. Started in 2000, Robertson served as a director for Courtwide Finance Corporation until the company's sale to Bank of America in 2008. After many years out of the spotlight, Robertson was recognized on November 17, 2006 for his impact on college basketball when he was chosen to be a member of the founding class of the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame. He was one of 5 people, along with John Wooden, Bill Russell, Dean Smith, and Dr. James Naismith. Now, Dr. James Naismith, he the one developed basketball. John Wooden was a famous coach of UCLA when they won all those championships in the 60s and the 70s. Bill Russell is a Hall of Fame Hall of Fame player in the great Celtics, the great Celtics teams back in the late 50s and going to the 60s. And also Bill Russell was the first player that won the championship as a player coach. And also he won the 56 Olympics, and also he played his college San Francisco Dons that they won back-to-back titles. D. Smith is a Hall of Fame coach of North Carolina Tar Heels. Then he won 2 titles. I just needed though. He won it in 82 and he won it in 94. I need to throw that in so your people understand the inaugural class when he was in. In July 2004, Robertson was named interim head coach of the Cincinnati Bearcats men's basketball team for approximately a month, while head coach Bob Huggins served a suspension stemming from a drunk driving conviction. In January 2011, Robertson joined a class action lawsuit against NCAA challenging the organization using of his image of his former student athletes. In 2015, Robertson was among a group of investors who placed a marijuana legalization attempt by Ohio ballot. The initiative sought exclusive growing rights for the group members while prohibiting all other cultivations except small amounts for personal use. Robertson appeared in the television advertising advocate for passage of integrity, but it was ultimately defeated. Robertson, regarded one of the greatest players in NBA history, a triple threat who could score inside, outside, and also was a stellar playmaker. His rookie scoring average 30.5 per game, what is the third highest of any rookie in NBA history. And Robertson averaged more than 30 points per game in 6 of his 7 seasons. Only 3 other players in the NBA had more than 30 points per game in their careers. Robertson was the first player averaged more than 10 assists per game, and so at a time when the criteria for assists was more stinging than today. Furthermore, Robertson is the first guard in NBA history to ever average more than 10 rebounds per game, and doing so 3 times. And it was a feat that will not be repeated until Russell Westbrook is. And then, okay, I'm gonna read this and I'll be finished. In addition to his 1964 regular season MVP award, Robertson won 3 All-Star Game MVPs, 61, 64, and 69. He ended his career with 26,710 points, 25.7 per game, the 9th highest of all time. It changed now. 9.887 assists, 9,887 assists. That's 9.5 per game, and 7,804 rebounds, 7.5 per game. He led the league in assists 6 times, and at the time he was NBA all-time leader in career assists and free throw made, and was second all-time lead scorer behind Wilt Chamberlain. Robertson also excelled yardstick and versatility. If his first NBA season was strong together, Robertson averaged a triple-double over those years and stuff. I already read that. For his career, Robertson had 181 triple doubles, and I get to that. A record had never been approached. These numbers are even more astonishing if it's taken into account that the 3-point shot, which benefits sharpshooter backcourt players, did not exist when he played in 1967-68. Robertson also became the only 2 players in the NBA to lead the league in both scoring average and assists per game at the same year, also achieved by Nate Archibald in a few years. The official scoring and assist title went to other players. However, because the NBA based the title on points and assists total, not average, prior to 1969-70 season, Robertson did, however, win a total of 6 NBA assist titles during his career. For his career, Robertson shot a high 48.45 field goal average and led the league in free throw percentage twice in the 1963-64 and 67-68 season. Robertson is recognized by the NBA as first legit big guard paved the way for other sides backcourts like Magic Johnson. Furthermore, he also credited with having invented the head fake and the fadeaway jump shot, a shot which Michael Jordan later became famous for. For the Cincinnati Royals, now relocate back named Sacramento Kings, he scored 22,009 points and 7,731 assists. His all-time leads in both status for combined Royals and Kings. Robertson was a shrine in the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame April 28th, 1980. He received the Player of the Century Award by the National Association of Basketball Coaches in 2000. He was ranked third on Slam Magazine top 75 NBA players in top 75 NBA players in 2003 behind fellow NBA legends Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. Furthermore, in 2006, ESPN named Robertson second greatest point guard of all time, praised him the best post-up guard of all time, placed him only behind Los Angeles Lakers legend Magic Johnson. In 2007, it's announced that a life-size bronze sculpture of Robertson would be featured alongside of other Indiana sports stars. The Children's Museum of Indianapolis, Old National Bank sports legend Avenue of Champions, located in the Museum Sports Opening Park in 2008. In 1959, the Player of the Year was established, recognized as best cosplayer of the year by the United States Basketball Writers Association. 5 nominees also presented, and an individual with the most votes received the award during the NCAA Final Four. In 1998, it was renamed the Oscar Robertson Trophy in honor of the player. It's outstanding referee. LeBron's. Okay. I'm finished. And also they talk about let me read this part and I'll be finished. Robertson is the son of Mirza and Bailey Robertson, had 2 brothers, Bailey Jr. and Henry. He remembered a tough childhood plagued by poverty, racism. His biography, I'm just going to skip through it. 1997, Robertson donated one of his kidneys to his daughter, Tia, who suffered lupus relay of kidney failure. He has been an honorary sportsman of the National Kidney Foundation. Ever since 2003, he published his own biography, The Big O, My Life, My Times, My Game. Robertson also owns a chemical company, Archer, based in Cincinnati, Ohio. Regarding basketball, Robertson has stated that legendary Harlem Globetrotter players Marcus Haynes and clown players Goose Tatum was his idols. Now in his 70s, he long retired from playing basketball, although he still filed on it. NBA and attend most home games for the University of Cincinnati, his alma mater. Now he lists woodworking as his prime hobbies. Robertson adds he can still average a triple-double in today's basketball, and he might be highly skeptical that anyone else could do it. It was later done by Russell Westbrook. On June 9, 2007, also received an honorary doctorate letter from the University of Cincinnati, both of his philosophy and entrepreneurial efforts. In August of 2018, Robertson auctioned off his 1971 championship ring Hall of Fame, one of his Milwaukee Bucks game jerseys. He's earned between $50,000 and $91,000. Here we go. So the great Oscar Robertson. Sheets stay asleep.
Man, that was an awesome, Awesome story, man. A lot of this stuff you read, I remember,
Mm-hmm.
when we had these discussions,
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot of stuff that you talked about that you already knew. But
Yeah.
you know, at that time, for him to be that good, man, that was something to me, that was something to see, because I feel like if I would have grew up in that time and I had the chance to watch those guys as a kid, I would pretty much um like look at how impactful, or why us as black people, black men, are so impactful in the NBA today.
Mm-hmm.
Because those, guys like him and Bill Russell and all those types of guys, they pretty much set the precedent in the NBA for a lot of these young guys, man. They
Mm-hmm.
set the bar high.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't set the bar low.
Nah.
That's why I commend Westbrook for breaking Oscar Robertson's record. That shit wasn't easy. Oscar Robertson was up there by himself for a long time, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't come close to that record. So we really gotta commend Westbrook for taking over and leading in that category.
Right.
Because I believe, just like Oscar Robertson was up there for a long time, Westbrook could be up there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be up there for a long time, even though I feel like LeBron is behind him, because LeBron is a walking triple double too.
Mm-hmm.
But Westbrook, man, that boy an animal.
Mm-hmm.
He's an animal, bro. And like I said, for a long time, nobody couldn't touch that record. Cause
Yeah.
think about all the great players that came before Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
They never came close to that record.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan didn't come close.
Nope.
People like to always talk about Mike. He didn't come close to beating that record.
And you know what? I want you to keep on naming some more future Hall of Famers did not come close to this record. Because we got to put some respect on this record.
Yeah, facts. Facts. Those guys didn't come close to that shit. Um, Shaq, Kobe, them dudes ain't come close to that record.
Mm-hmm. And then understand this, he did this 181 times in his career.
That's, man.
Think about that, family. 180 times. Magic say he trying to do that. He couldn't even do that.
Magic, yep. Magic couldn't do it. Isaiah didn't
He
come
couldn't do
close.
it.
Didn't come close.
They ain't got come close at all. You
Some of the
got
other greatest point guards
John
never
Scott, huh?
didn't come close.
They didn't come close.
He led in assists. Stockton is one of the greatest assists of all time. I think he leads in the assist category.
Yeah,
But we talk about triple doubles.
triple doubles. And you know what, brother? Go more. Go. I want you to say more about this. We not talking about on the defensive presence either. Oscar
Right.
Robertson was excellent defense. See, they just talk about the offense, but I looked it up too. Oscar Robertson won the league in steals too.
Yep. Steals. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Because
My
you gotta play defense to get those stats up, family.
facts. That's a fact. That's a fact. And you have a lot of players now that are very high in stats in one category.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you may have a guy that's one of the league leaders in steals. You may have a guy that's maybe a league leader in assists or rebounds, but to have it in 3, 4 categories,
Mm-hmm.
to do it 181 times, like, That's a whole nother level. And for Westbrook to come in and to beat that, bro, like we could never really talk down, like skill wise, you cannot talk down about Russell Westbrook. I don't care how much you may not like his attitude. None of that shit really matters when it comes to putting up what you gotta put up. Westbrook is that dude, man.
Yeah.
Steph
Anybody.
Steph is never gonna he's never gonna beat that record.
And see, and right, and oh yeah, I want you to go more on that point. Anybody want to join the panel? Be free because we ain't gonna be here that long. So anybody want to join the panel? Let me know and do the chat. All right. Okay, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bro, I don't think Steph gonna come close to beating that record.
Nah.
I think Steph is gonna have to play like 20 years to beat that record.
And but he got it. But see, and then you got to think about it. He only averaged like not even 5 rebounds a game.
That's a fact. And think about it, bro. Westbrook have not been in the league for 15 years yet.
Nah.
How the hell did he beat that record?
I don't think he ain't cracked 10 yet.
How the hell did he beat that record, bro? Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
And you know what? And go more. We have to go back. Like I said before, if y'all want to join the panel, let me know because when it's it, that's it. Go and I want you to understand the way how they disrespect Robertson back in Cincinnati. The first 5 seasons, he didn't have nobody. And he's still putting up records. And then when they start putting people around him, the players that I mentioned, it got better. But this is the key, though. They always run into the Celtics because the Celtics had them great teams back in the 60s. They had better supporting cast than Cincinnati. But you know what more than Robertson could do? They had excellent guards, they had excellent forwards, but they never really have a legit center could really help out.
Yeah.
So I want people to understand, understand what you know. This, of Robertson, what he had done in the 60s. And those, and y'all they could say they didn't won. There was less teams back then in the NBA. So every team was competitive. And I'm talking about even the losing teams. They had played days. So he did this throughout his career and even his twilight years. And I want y'all to understand that how hard it is to play both ends of the court for 14 straight damn years.
That's legendary, bro. And I just looked it up. This is Russell Westbrook's 9th season. He was drafted in 2008.
Okay.
So you're right. He didn't crack 10 years yet.
Right.
He didn't crack a full 10 yet.
Nope.
They say he was drafted in 2008 by the Supersonics. First round, he was the 4th pick. And think about this too. Russell Westbrook is only 29 years old.
And that is prime.
He's 29, bro. 29. Yep. This dude is younger than me.
Yeah.
He's younger than me, bro. Mm-hmm. So we may talk our little shit about his attitude or whatever, bro. But at the end of the day, bro, he got a reason to talk his shit, bro.
Yeah.
He got a reason to act the way he act, bro. He's only being who he is, man. He can act like that, basically. Mm-hmm. He could walk around and let his nuts hang, bro. Look at the shit he's done. Mm-hmm. At 29. Mm-hmm. At 29. Come on, man. Come on. He could at least play till he 35.
At least, yeah.
At least, bro. He could at least play till he 35.
Mm-hmm.
If he want to, he could play past that.
Yeah.
So come on, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. He's a walking triple double, just like Oscar Robertson was.
Yeah.
When he comes on the court, you already know what it is. Walking triple double.
Mm-hmm.
So like people really gotta understand, man. Like even like the kids that's coming up now that's playing ball. They gotta realize how hard they gotta work because the generation that's in the league now that you watch and play and all that, when it's your turn, man, them balls is gonna be set high.
Oh, that's sheep
Mm-hmm.
straight. Okay.
Okay. Now welcome JMJ 2121. What's going on, brother?
What's going
What's
on,
going
bro?
on? What's going on? What's going on? Sheep stay. What's going on? Underrated darkness. What's going on?
What's good? Your take on the great Oscar Robertson.
You know what? He was the first man to do this. Do this. He was the first man to do the triple double. That's all he needed was a ring. But he got who he get? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I think Oscar Robertson is very accomplished. You know what I'm saying? You got people that got all the accolades, but they ain't got the NBA championship. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad Oscar Robertson got the accolades plus the NBA championship with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the
Yeah.
Milwaukee Bucks. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? And
mm-hmm.
I'm just proud of him. That's what Russell Westbrook need to do. And I was some say he had it, like you said, Sheep Stay. Um, he has a attitude, but he needs help too a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because Russell Westbrook is the first man in NBA history with two back-to-back triple-double seasons. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying this, man. If Russell Westbrook can be, he could be an animal and all that, but he needs a little bit of help. You know what I'm saying? They had Kevin Durant, but we know what happened there. No with James Harden, but I blame the front office for that. They could have had that team stacked and go won an NBA championship. You know what I'm saying? With OKC. You know what I'm saying? The reason OKC is around, you know what I'm saying, on the franchise because of the Seattle Supersonics, because of Dennis Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
Jack Sigma, doggone downtown Freddie Brown, and they won the NBA championship with Lenny Wilkins, maybe the second winningest coach in NBA history. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, man, the reason Seattle moved, I guess, is some financial situations. But they was the New Orleans Hornets, when the Charlotte Hornets wasn't there. When the Charlotte Hornets got, I guess, kicked out the NBA. You know what I'm saying? That had the Charlotte Bobcats, and you know what I'm saying, and all that. Then the Charlotte Hornets, but the New Orleans Hornets was made by the Charlotte Hornets. You feel what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
other than that, man, hopefully, hope Russell Westbrook can get that NBA championship that he exactly deserved, man, because he's the first player. We just want some. Sam Preston need to get it together on the players, man. You just lost James Harden, Serge Ibaka. You know what I'm saying? But Oscar Robertson, I'm glad he got an NBA ring with Kareem. You know what I'm saying? I think it was this. I think it was. I don't know when, but he got a ring with Kareem and joint. So
Mm-hmm.
feel what I'm saying? Underrated. Sheep Slay. She stay asleep. Sorry about that, brother. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. I feel you, bro. I really do, and I agree. I feel like Russell Westbrook. He definitely he deserves a fair shot. You know,
yeah,
um, I don't count him out. You know, because he did have a shot when he had Durant and all that with him. I still think I still think he has a chance.
yes,
But I do think they should definitely give him some more help. I think they should spend some more money and to get him to where he need to be, man. I really think they should do that and he deserve it, man, cuz for you to lead in that category, do you know how hard you have to work? Like
yeah,
I don't think people realize that.
And you know what? And I want you to go. I want you to go more to that point. She stay sleep and understand when he had to go hard. Picture like Oscar Robertson. Westbrook did not have a real supporting cast. We got talk. I want you to talk more about that, brother. He did.
Exactly. Exactly. So imagine not only the physical, the physical prowess he had to have, but imagine the mental toughness. And
yeah.
this is why I'm starting to see why he spazzes out, why he does what he does, because it's like, damn, I'm working myself to capacity mentally and physically. It's like, God damn, can I get some help? How are we gonna do this? I'm killing myself so I can be known as one of the greats. I need help. Like, like he's really screaming at, like he's screaming at, man. And I think they sent them a little hope with Paul George. But I think Paul George is a great player, but I think Westbrook need an executioner around. They scared to put another player that has a Durant type of game. Like Durant is a killer.
Right.
He's a killer. And that's Westbrook need that around him. He needs somebody that he could depend on when he's drained out.
Mm-hmm.
Cause
Yeah,
he's gonna work himself to the max. He's
Mm-hmm.
never gonna come on the court and half ass. He's never gonna come play a half game. He's going to play from top to bottom, from when the ball is tipped off to when y'all going back in the locker room in the fourth quarter. So
yes, sir.
I think
Yes,
they
sir.
owe him that. I really do. I think they owe him that, man.
Yeah, and a rare oddity is the quadruple double. Remember the quadruple double like David Robinson, Alvin Robinson, and them. I think he had to do that just to help the team win. You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Underrated.
Yeah.
It's an oddity now, but the quadruple double was the rare oddity, and it's a rare oddity in the game. But the real oddity is the quintuple double. About 25, 11, 10, 10 blocks, 10 steals. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that no more. No one did a quintuple double in a lifetime. So Russell Westbrook need. I think he needs somebody to rebound and get clutch shots. You know what I'm saying? Just
Mm-hmm.
like a Jordan or Kobe or something like that. But it don't make no sense, man. Russell Westbrook, I like Westbrook, but, but sometimes he needs to help all the help he can get. And Sam Presti ain't helping out. Hey, Sam Presti ain't helping out no better. Billy Donovan need to be fired, and Mark Jack. They need probably at least put Mark Jackson in or somebody for to get this together, man. get OKC together, man. You feel what I'm saying? Underrated.
Okay. Yeah. And then what I read, like the Olympic team that I read, like, well, like I'm gonna get back to Ross Robson. J Dog, I seen you the link, so watch out for it. That's all I can tell you. If it's wrong, put your email in the chat. And the thing about that with Bellamy, he's a. I didn't mean to get off the subject. We talking about basketball now. He's very underrated. I mean, he's no longer here now. He's the first quadruple back in 70 or 74, something like that.
Yeah.
So but get back to Oscar Robertson, Magic patented his game after the great Oscar Robertson.
Yep. He's 6'9", and he can post you up anytime. He post you anytime. But he knew how to use that stamina to his tallness and the stamina to his advantage, so he could back him up in what's it called? You know what I'm saying? The 10-second rule in the NBA back in the days anyway. They probably knew how to handle the physical contact a little bit. But he had little hamstring issues, but Magic got the job done.
Yeah, but I think what the difference of man, they both great players. I think what the key is, Oscar Robertson is more fundamentally sound than Magic.
Yep.
Magic was more athletic than Oscar Robertson.
Yep. He's tall with it too. But Oscar was about 6'4", 6'5", wasn't it?
Yeah. And at that time, in the days he played, that was big guards back then.
Yep.
But you know what? I gotta change that. Oscar Robertson was the athletic at this time. He was. But he was just fundamentally sound. He didn't need to be used. He was just fundamentally sound.
Yep. They didn't have crossovers and between the legs dribbles and doggone behind the back dribbles back then. They didn't know how to do that till Pistol Pete Mavericks did that back in the 70s. And they learned from that. You know what I'm saying? They learned from that. Then they doggone did a between the legs dribbles and behind the back dribbles. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Underrated.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah. So, but at the same time, I want you to chime in with this, Stacey. They didn't appreciate them to the end.
Yeah. Yeah, which is messed up. You know what I'm saying? Which is messed up until they did salute him and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. All right, Stacey. Your take on it.
I think he bounced out, man. I don't think he bounced out, but someone. Well, I ain't seen him in the panel.
Let me see. Let me see some, because sometimes YouTube be bouncing people out and shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you this: Magic was a big point guard, 6'9" and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then they said Dennis Johnson handled him in the NBA Finals. I think one year in the NBA Finals, but you know, it is what it is. Magic had to come back stronger, and stronger than ever, because Dennis Johnson put the D on him. You know what I'm saying? Had to be physical back in the days too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
other than that, man, I'm proud of Oscar Robertson. He got an NBA championship. The Kareem. That's you can have all the accolades you want. Yeah, you could be in the Hall of Fame, but that ring, I don't know if the ring is the thing now. Is the thing, but you can have like uh like Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, and did all that stuff. You can go in the Hall of Fame, but something's missing to the piece of that puzzle. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And unfortunately, they didn't get that piece to that puzzle. That's why some of them salty, so some of them hating. You know what I'm saying? Just like Walt Clyde Frazier in his commentary talking about direct with the asterisks. You know, Kevin Durant, yeah, he went to a good situation, and they welcome him with open arms. But Walt Clyde Frazier, in his circumstance with the Knicks, he is lucky to have. He was lucky that Willis Reed played in Game 7. I know he had a good game, 36 points, 19 assists. Then you had a man that was hard to guard, the Pearl Monroe, and got him on the Knicks, and they won a championship on the second championship. So Walt Frazier, please stop being salty. He went to a better situation. Everybody says it's the weakest move, but it is what it is.
Mhm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for she stay sleep to get back because I'm gonna want to close this out. Waiting for him. Well, like that. But for me, um, it means a lot for me that to do this story with the family. And welcome, Kiana. Thanks for coming. Get ready to close out in a few minutes. But this is a great man. You know, this is a person that withstand it all. This is a person that I'm talking about Bob Cousy. He played like in great Celtics teams, trying to show them up back in '97 to come out of retirement, knowing that he could do it better than Oscar Robertson. And Robertson had to overcome with that. And he went to the Milwaukee Bucks. And that's when he had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. They had a better supporting cast in Milwaukee. And Milwaukee could won the second one too. But you know, that's when Milwaukee stopped trains and players and stuff like that. If they would have kept the nucleus possible, Boston could have had like really three.
Yep.
But at the same time, you know, people were running greedy and stuff like that, and they thought Oscar Robertson couldn't play no more. But he was a complimentary player at the time, but he won the title and stuff like that. You only need one. I just wish that.
Yep. Yeah, but I'll tell you this right now. The
Oh,
Celtics had talented NBA players. Do you have some that went to the Hall of Fame? Just like Robert Ory. Robert Ory should be in the Hall of Fame right now. But they had a someone googled it up that had the most than Ory off the bench. His name is Thomas Sanders. Thomas Sanders. You know what I'm saying? Robert Ory should be in there.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Robert Ory should be in the Hall of Fame. He got 7. He just came at the right time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know, I'm going to get back. I want to get back to the she stay sleep. You can say a little something plus your last remarks. Matter of fact, let me read. No, in fact, before I do all that, let me read out the names. We're closing this out. Last remarks. You go first, J. After you finish at the that. Then she stay sleep, and I'm gonna read mine's out. Okay. Jaquel Thomas, thanks for coming. Get to you last. Get to you in a few minutes. Malik Omar, thanks for coming, my brother. Appreciate that. James, I get to you in a few minutes. J Dog, thanks for coming as always, family. Trying to get you to let you the lowland prophets. Thanks for coming. Marquita, the pretty lovely one. Thanks for coming, sister. Also, Renee, thanks for coming. Come back. Roddy Chica, Figna, as always. Marquita, and as always, thanks for coming, Queens. Come back. Very much appreciated for supporting me, and she stay sleep. PK Boxing and MMA, thanks for coming. Very much appreciated. And Kiana, you came a little late, but as always, thanks for coming. JMJ, last remarks. Then she stay sleep. Then I finish it off.
Well, you know, um, we have to respect these brothers that's trying to work hard. You know what I'm saying? Respect the brothers that work hard that at least made it to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? NBA, CBA, or whatever, the G League and everything else, man. That's all. Well, some people don't make it, some people do. But you got to have well, you know, players, role players too. They'll help you on that mark. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, man, y'all smash that like button for Underrated Darkness, man. Good show, man. Good show.
Mm-hmm. Welcome. Thanks for stay right there. She stay sleep.
Well, shout out to, you know, the great Oscar Robertson, man. He's another one of one of our legendary athletes. He just even though he was in the NBA, I still look at him all in all as a legendary athlete, because you have to be an elite athlete to do what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
In any sport, if your stats is like at the top, or you in the top 5 or top 10 in certain stats, that shows the hard work and dedication that you put into being an athlete. See, a lot of times people don't pay attention to that. When you see a guy scoring 50 points a game, that's that's not just because he can score. Imagine how many laps he had to run. Imagine how many jump shots he had to take.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how many drills he ran a day. Imagine how much time he spent away from his family.
Yeah.
See, like, people don't pay attention to those things when it comes to being an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
You have to spend hours amongst hours in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
You think Steph Curry got that goddamn 3-point jump shot because he take 20 shots a day and then go lay up with Aisha? Hell no. His ass is in the gym 15, 16 hours a day.
A day. Right.
A day. Every day.
Yep. Right. Fact.
Think like people really don't think about that. The greats. And then imagine you in the league for 15, 16, 20 years. So you've been doing this shit every day for the last 20 years of your life? Do you know what type of mental toughness that is? You ain't got time to think about getting no pussy.
Nah.
That's the last thing on your mind. You know what I'm saying? So we really gotta pay attention to that, man. That dude is a legendary athlete, Oscar Robertson, man. He's an all-time great athlete. Of course, he's an all-time NBA great player, but imagine the work ethic he had to have, man.
Yeah.
You know, so shout out to him, man. I'm glad you brought this. You know, I'm glad you brought Oscar Robertson out to the people so people could know exactly how great he was. You know, now, you know, people can make their own distinctions. And now people can go back and wonder why you got a Russell Westbrook. He's the modern day Oscar Robertson.
Yeah, you guys say that.
He's the modern day Oscar Robertson. I mean, come on. We just have to admit that. You know, so, you know, shout out to him, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You know, shout out to the people who came and supported. Shout out to my man who just dropped off, JLJ. You know, thanks for coming through, brother, and supporting. We appreciate that, man. And shout out to everybody in the chat for tuning in tonight to the sports show. I know we usually do it on Monday, but you know, things come up, man. We all out here living life. So appreciate the support, appreciate the love, man.
Okay. Before you get off, before you go to get sleep, talk about the channel.
Well, Sheep Stay Sleep TV, you know. If y'all haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Just go on the chat and click on my name, go to my channel and just hit subscribe and you know, check me out, y'all. And I will be doing some uploads real soon. I will be coming back live to y'all soon, man. I appreciate everybody who continue to support me too. You know, I'm not as able to pump out as much content as usual, but you know, I'm getting back. You know, I've been under the weather for a little while, so but I'm getting back up there, man. So just stay tuned, man. Just stay tuned. Make sure y'all just go subscribe and thanks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and also in the near future, we're gonna be doing Olympic teams for basketball. I'm talking about me, she Stacy. We're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna have a discussion. This gonna be very interesting. So I'm gonna me, she Stacy, gonna like decide which year we gonna do it, and we're gonna stick to that year, and then we're gonna talk about their careers. Not really go into their careers, but an impact of the NBA of their careers. And you'd be surprised of what a lot of people that played in the Olympics that probably was not really known in the Olympics that became an all-star and even Hall of Fame. But I want to thank everybody to join in. Like I said, things do come up that we have to take care of. And we're going to come with another banger next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't know what me, she, Stacey, gonna think of, but it's going to be a banger. It's going to be a banger. Who knows? It might be Olympic team. We never know. But we're going to come back with another banger. Stay tuned for that. Subscribe to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. I didn't know, brother, that I got one more to be 600. I didn't know that. So, you know, my thing is, let's live right. Let's treat each other with respect. And let's keep on grinding. And wherever, if you're traveling tonight, be safe. Much of that. So on behalf of Underrated Sports Show, My brother Chief Stay Sleep. Like I said, subscribe to my brother Chief Stay Sleep. Subscribe to JMJ211. Subscribe to the Underrated Darkness, the Underrated One, the Realist. Subscribe to the brothers. And on that note, Ghost.